Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. Today is Friday, June the 16th. Welcome to Auntie YAA'S Book Corner. My name is Yafoda Tobra. I'm an author of 5 books. Today, I'm here to introduce you to my 5th book that just came out last week. So I'll put up my banner. My Unapologetic Self book intro. Now, before we go ahead, I will like to share to a group or two, and then we can start. Okay, I trust you're having a good day. I'm sure everybody is happy because it's Friday, the weekend comes. But of course, you know the weekend is not the weekend. You still got other work to do, so you'll be doing it, I'm sure. Right, so let's do this. Probably getting myself into some situations, sharing to places where I shouldn't be. But yes, we got to get the word out. One more thing, shouldn't forget this. Let's see. So let me pull up where is it? Here it is, my Unapologetic Self, a guide to being real and living life on my own terms. So this is the book. Hooray! I got my copy just the other day. I ordered my author copies and I thought it would be here on the 24th. So I thought I'm going to be waiting a very long time to, do this intro, but it just came in, it's really fast. The mail is really fast. So yeah, again, welcome to Auntie YAA'S Book Corner. So we're going to be talking about my unapologetic self. I started writing publishing in 2020. I started writing way before then. I think probably 5 years before that. I turned 60 in 2020. So I started writing around age 55, but I just kept posting to social media, and that was all that I did. But finally, the one day I had to take the courage, I had to get the courage and move forward. So I did. And my first book came out, Reflections for a Thirsty Soul, came out in 2020, just after COVID had started. In 2021, my second book, The Beauty of a Woman's Heart, came out in June. And I believe in October, I did the devotional, Refreshing for My Weary Soul. In 2023, I did Own It, a guide to taking accountability and responsibility for your own life journey. That is an Amazon International best-selling book. I am an Amazon International best-selling author. And of course, this year, 2023, my Unapologetic Self, a guide to being real and living life on my own terms. So I have done 5 books in a matter of 4 years. That is my trademark. Just for me, my trademark. I'm not in competition with anybody. I just pushed myself. I pushed myself and I pushed myself and I did it. So today we're going to be talking about the book, My Unapologetic Self. So when you say unapologetic, what really do you mean? Because I have the reason why I wrote the book, but this morning it suddenly hit me and I thought, let me go and find a definition. And I really liked what I saw because it fits in the context of what I'm talking about today, my book. So the search result says, is it good to be unapologetic? And this is the answer. Being unapologetic helps you express your true, authentic self. It feels so liberating. It's like coming home to your soul. Oh my goodness, I love this. It's like coming home to your soul. Being unapologetically you is who you were always meant to be in this world. Now, how about it? You see, this is what I asked in the book. When you hear my unapologetic self, it might sound quirky to you, but Being unapologetic means being your real self, living your life without apology, right? Because, sometimes, I shouldn't say sometimes, we were raised a certain way or socialized a certain way with all the rules and norms of the society from, day one when you are born to when you actually grow up. Oh, hi, Anna. Thanks for joining me. How are you doing? So, you're taught so many things growing up. In my culture, where I come from Ghana in West Africa. So, the African culture, well, there's expectations, right, of the woman. You're supposed to go to school. Even if you go to school, well, you're going to get married. Oh, that's good. Say hi to Gary for me, okay? Even if you go to school, they tell you, oh, you're going to get married. Or even in some places, you may not even go to school. After all, somebody's going to come marry you. So they'll spend money on educating the guys instead. And so, not even if you are from a well-raised, you're put into school, be it woman or a man, there's still rules that you follow. And a lot of us, especially my community, I find that we are living lives that are not really our own. What do I mean by that? Well, the parents have ideas of what you should be doing. Like I remember when when we were in high school, we call it secondary school back in Ghana, and it comes to a stage that you have to choose your subjects for when you're going to do your GCE level. And so you decide to go the arts route or the science route. And I could see my mom just having a bird, law, because she's a lawyer, like they groom you, oh, you have to be this. Most people, if you come from the African culture, most times the education system will be a doctor, engineer, lawyer. What else do we have? And so we don't take other occupations so seriously, but things have changed. Things are changing. So, but still, our parents, they live that old style, old school way, and they leave you with all these values. And if you're not careful, you'll be living their script. They still think that life should be a certain way or their way, but this is we're in the 2020s. Times have changed. For me, I thought to myself, I look at the age factor. I'm in my 60s, and even I decided this a long time ago. When I hit 40, I thought to myself, enough of this. And I started my journey of rediscovering myself to be who I am. And a lot of people don't get the chance to do that because you're always, I like using this word, muzzled. You can't have an opinion. You can't be who you are. Oh, you're a woman and you're talking like that. Keep quiet. Shut up. Oh, go and cook for your husband. This and that. Even it's not only in our culture, it's around the world too. So let me not limit it to us, because I remember there was this young girl, I forget her name now, but I wrote about her in one of my stories or videos. And I think she's been to both the North Pole and the South Pole. And some man was sarcastic to tell her to go make a sandwich or some weird thing. So when she got to one of those places, I don't remember whichever one, South, North, and she says, well, I am here now and I have the sandwich, but you're going to have to come get it. And I laughed my head off. I was so happy. I said, that is cheekiness at its finest, because you're telling me that because I'm a woman, I should go sit and, make a sandwich for you. So I managed to get to whichever pole it was. You come. So you haven't been able to do what I'm doing and you are bashing me. And so I'm finding that a lot of times we can't accept ourselves. We're lost. We think that we're groomed. I call it the script. Oh, you're a woman, you have to get married. If you don't get married, there's something wrong with you. So I have daughters who've reached certain ages, they are not married yet. And when you go into public spaces, people, oh, when are you going to get married? Yesterday, I was doing a pre-recorded video for tomorrow, and I said in there that I said, next time somebody asks that kind of question, a good answer to give is, oh, are you God? Can you tell me when it's going to happen? Like, hello, leave people alone to live their lives. So I titled the book this way because I had to look at myself and say, hey, you know what? This is not working for me. This is how I choose to live. So that's what I did. And you can't be living lives trying to please people. They don't breathe for you. Really, they don't. They don't breathe for you. You breathe on your own. And of course, the question that I'll ask you is that, have you become all you ever wanted to become in life? not what people think you should be. And a lot of times, we're so busy. The way life is right now, it's so fast. You wake up, you have to go to work. I'm retired now, so of course I'm free from the that rat race. But even still, there's so many things I have to do that I can't get done. And here I was crying, oh, I want to be retired, I want to be retired, and still the time is not enough for me. It's just I've taken a break mentally. I'm free from that, being on that hamster wheel or whatever they call it. So if you are sitting there living a life to please your parents, living a life to please friends, siblings, what have you are hooked. The thing is, we're so busy. That's what I was trying to say, that we don't have time for self-reflection. And when you talk about some of these things, people think that you are nuts. Or what are they talking about? We just came to the diaspora to live and to make money. What about you? You're going to uh, work hard and send all the money back home, but you don't take advantage of the benefits in the system to become a better person, get some education or take some courses, broaden your horizon, you know. Maybe you were back home and you were told, oh, you are dumb, you won't amount to nothing. You are here and there's these opportunities, adult education, whatever. Just search it out and get going on bettering yourself. You refuse to, so you'll stay the same. You refuse to be your unapologetic self because you are not brave enough to take that step. A lot of us are so fearful of what others will say, or what, you're in a circle of friends and they ain't going nowhere. I always quote my book coach, Dr. Fred Jones. He says, ain't going there, can't tell going there how to get there. So how can you be in a circle of people who don't want to better themselves? And yet they pull you down when you try to be better. Being better doesn't mean go get a doctorate degree or something so fanciful. No, it's just making a conscious effort that I'll educate myself. It could be reading, it could be following a mentor, getting knowledge, broadening your perspective, taking a course. A lot of us, when we talk about courses, oh, I can't afford it. Well, how are you going to get better? You're not leveling up. Yes. And because of this lifestyle of these rules, and it's not just in the African culture, it's everywhere. Because when I talk to friends here, they go through the same things too. The expectations of others weigh us down. Oh, you have to do this because you're a man. You have to do this because you're a woman. And so if you're not doing it, then it's a problem. Yes, it's a problem. My oldest daughter, yes, she's old, she's not married yet, but she goes on these contracts and she's traveling. I mean, I'll say all over Canada, but it's two provinces that she's gone to now. And this time she went far east. And I'm like, good for you. When you get married, you'll be able to say that, hey, I did this, I had fun. She gets up and she goes and sightsees and does things. Yes. So, I mean, I like travel. I've got the travel bag. I guess she got it for me. So when she goes to these places, I know without a doubt that I'm also going to go because I need to see that place. The farthest east that I've been is Ottawa, Toronto area. I've not gone further. So it's always good to go discover new places. And we sit there and we think, oh, I have to be a wife. I have to be this. I have to be that. Look, sometimes marriage is not all that it's cut out to be. Let's be real here, okay? Like, and especially in my culture, I find that talking about being your unapologetic self, yes, you're a wife, you're a mother, but the question I ask is, who are you? And it's in my second book, The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. I ask some of these questions because you were not born to come on this earth just to get married. There's a purpose that you are here for, and you need to find it. And so here you, oh, I'm raising the kids. Oh, I'm doing this. Oh, I'm busy. Oh, my husband won't let me do this. Are you being your unapologetic self? No. Maybe there's something inside you that you really, really desire to do. It's just a matter of sitting down with him, figuring it out. But you go, oh, excuses, because the timidity that we were raised with. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, as for me, I don't know how to talk in front of people. So on and on we go, right? And you're stuck. And then the kids grow up. By age 18, if you're in the diaspora, they start leaving or doing whatever it is. And then you are left alone. So that person that you were depending on, the kids were your crutch. They are no longer there, are they? What are you going to do with yourself? You've wasted your life. Because, it's good to make sacrifices for your kids. Don't get me wrong. But at some point, You have to figure yourself out and live your own life. So being your unapologetic self means that you take stock of yourself and make some of these decisions to grow yourself as a person, live your best life. That is the whole intent, really. That is the whole intent. So, like I said, there's opportunities, right? Opportunities to be our real self is hidden behind our prison walls of doubt. Look, I'm talking about all this because I went through that journey myself. In my 20s and 30s, I didn't know who I was. I was always angry. But then I realized later on when I thought it through, we come from a community where kids are to be seen and not heard. So you stifle your feelings. You get into arguments with a sibling. Your parents tell you, be quiet. It's okay. They are your sister. They are your brother. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. And then you are ready to blow a fuse. Yeah. And so by the time I hit 35, I started to rediscover myself because suddenly my father died and I'm like, whoa, that was a shock. I came back and I did a lot of things. Yeah. So, how do you break free of this confines of self-doubt to become your authentic self is the question. I have lived it, so I hope that my insights in the book will help you to take control of your journey today and forge your own path. Being your unapologetic self means being coming home to your soul, being your authentic self. And I ask some of the questions in the book. So I'm just going to go through the introduction only. So yeah, basically I showed the book earlier. Here it is. The illustration is by my co-host on Auntie YAA'S book corner. Book cover illustration by YAA Boating Russell. Kudos to her. YAA has been with me since 2020 when my first book came out, Reflections for a Thirsty Soul. We'll be hosting this program based on my 5 books now. Yes. And so basically the contents, it's a short read. It's about 64 pages long, and it talks about, standing tall, find yourself, love yourself, believe in yourself, be true to yourself, have fun by yourself, travel once a year, forgive yourself for your mistakes, and on it goes. So I am going to read the introduction and then we'll talk about my other books and we'll bring the program to a close. So reading in the introduction, I hope will give you a flavor for the book so that you can go out and get your copy on Amazon. So my unapologetic self, a quirky title, I must say. Well, let me pause for a moment to reflect. Are you comfortable being yourself? Are you confident? Are you a confident person or are you always apologizing for who you are? We know those ones, everything. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm this. They feel that they have to please people. I can feel the wheels turning in your mind by now. Yes, these are questions we don't really want to answer. That is because it will take us to places we do not want to go. We are comfortable living superficial lives. Besides, going too deep may cause us too much pain or bring up wounds we would rather not deal with. Why is this the case? Well, depending on where or how you were raised, our socialization process may not have involved the ability to be real and honest with our feelings. What do I mean by this? Well, the cultural norms with which we were raised influences who we become later in life. I was raised in an environment where little children were to be seen and not heard. As a result, I was a bit timid and lacked self-confidence in my younger years. I have spent a lot of my youth and young adult life not knowing who I was and what I wanted out of life. When I hit 40, I said to myself, enough is enough. From that point on, I made up my mind to do what works for me. I chose not to pay attention to negative opinions. There comes a time in life when you start to own who you are and start to believe in yourself. Self acceptance, you see, is very vital if we are to live an authentic life. Yet many of us do not know who we are, and as a result, are unable to be real or authentic. This ultimately has a great impact on what we can accomplish in life. I am hoping that I'm inspiring someone out there by providing these nuggets of encouragement. No matter what is going on in your life, learn to have faith in yourself and your abilities. Learn to put these abilities to good use. Find your passion and use it to bless others. Most important of all, don't waste your life with self doubt. Learn to conquer your fears and go out there and be a blessing to someone. Be your unapologetic self. And that is the introduction to the book. So I do hope that it has piqued your interest. So the key points are you comfortable being yourself? You are in a group and a conversation is going on and people have different opinions and you have a differing, an opposite view, but you are so afraid to pour it out. Will you be that person who will speak your mind? I speak my mind a lot and I get into a lot of trouble because people don't like the truth, especially in our community. So, are you willing to do that? I remember the one time I got into on one of my school platforms this debate about short hair and having, weaves and all that, and another lady came at me real good, and I'm thinking, I'm not backing down. I made this statement. I'm not criticizing those who do. I'm saying that I used to do that and now I've stopped. I've not put anything on my head since 2012. That is my decision. It's been 11 years now and I'm comfortable with it. And yet with our people, when you go into certain settings, they want to mock you because you have your natural hair. And my question is, did we come into this world with weave-ons? I remember walking into an African store. I know the lady, and so she hadn't seen me in a while. And what the question that pops out of her mouth is, "Oh, you still haven't done anything with your hair?" And then this other lady, she doesn't know me, but she started laughing sarcastically. And you know what my answer was? I said, "This is my real hair. This is how I came." Yeah. So when you die and you're going to heaven or whatever, will God recognize you? So, be yourself. Don't buy into these whatever outside forces putting pressure on you to be something you are not. Right. And then also I say that, um, are you comfortable being yourself? We don't like to answer these types of questions. We don't dig deep. We go to work, we come home, come and make sandwiches for kids, clean, cook, do this, do that. We wake up the next day and time is ticking. We follow the same pattern. But do you ever stop to say, is this all that I'm meant to be doing? Just working 9 to 5? Do I have other interests, something that I need to be pursuing? For myself, yes, I work 9 to 5. If you had asked me years ago if I was going to write out, I've said no. But I made time to do it because when I was working on my break times, I'll take my little notepad, go to the food court, put my notes down. That is how I gradually started to put things together. It takes discipline. So don't be afraid to confront your feelings, whatever those may be. If they are positive, hey, bang on, kudos to you, you are on the path. But if they are not, ask yourself why you feel so unhappy. What is stopping you from being your unapologetic self? And let me put the qualifier. When we say unapologetic self, we're not talking about being rude, going about being domineering, bossing people. No, you tell people, you show people that when you show up as your true and authentic self. People have no other, they don't have enough to accept you as you are. You're not going to be who they want you to be. This is me. Take it or leave it. If they can't handle it, you move on to the next. You should be unapologetic enough to know that you might be in circles that are not benefiting your growth as a human being. It's okay to move out and move up. You can't be in circles where you are the smartest person. You need to go find somebody who can help you grow some more. So, yes, because we're not comfortable being real, we are living superficial lives pretending. You can find a bunch of women in a clique or a group. Oh, this occasion is coming. We're all going to sew red clothes, or we're going to wear yellow and white, or whatever it is. You know you don't have the resources, but you won't speak up. You won't speak up. A lot of us, especially in our communities, African Ghanaian, we get put into these situations. I remember being in a church where we were made to sew this clothes, and a guy that I know very well, family friend, he told his wife not to do it. She didn't. Yeah, who's going to harm or hurt her? So you need to learn to come to a place where you stand up for yourself unapologetically. Also, I talked about, yeah, we're afraid to go deep because we'll uncover wounds. Look, for me, some of the wounds, it's your birth order or rank in your family. When you're first born, where I come from, there's so much dignity, so much respect, and a lot is expected of you. There's firstborns who sacrifice themselves to do lots of things, maybe even educated their younger siblings to their own detriment because they didn't get that education. And it's not like the those that you helped are always grateful, right? It wasn't the case in my situation, but I believe that respect is a two-way street. But, oh, you're the first one, so you should have done this, you should have done that. Yeah, where's my respect? A lot of disrespect. And I say, we're not doing that anymore. I'm going to be who I am. Unapologetically, you take it or you leave it. So you need to go deep and confront your wounds, your fears. Otherwise, you can't be real. You'll be carrying this burden for life. And as I've always said on this platform, when you're born, there's a date, then there's a dash. The closing date is when you finally leave this earth. What are you doing with the dash? You're carrying around this pain. And we make these comments in our community. Oh, I don't go for counseling. Oh, in the 2023, you have people who have these kinds of mindset. Seek help when you need it. Seek help. I have done counseling and it helped me. Yes, seek help. You are bettering yourself. And of course, the way that we were socialized, we're not able to be honest with our feelings. We have a lot of lies going on. I watched a video clip the other day, and a man was talking about how, oh, kids who are between the ages of, did he say 6 to 9 or whatever age, we have to really watch them. They are this, they are that. And I thought, what is the story here? Did something happen in the home that the authorities have to get involved? Is that what he's talking about? Because I'm thinking that, probably something has happened and he's trying to flag it to parents that you need to be careful, you need to be cautious what you do. Oh, it was about a group of friends, and there was an infidelity in one situation, and a young child in one of the homes saw it, so piped up and told the wife. And so, because of that, this man is sitting on social media labeling that child. And I'm looking at it. I sent it to a friend. She might be talking about it later this afternoon. And I thought to myself, this is how we were socialized to tell lies. So we don't like people being honest. Look, I'll tell you, Maestro, people don't like me because I speak the truth. I'm not perfect, but I'm honest. Yes. And so the cultural factor, the socialization. Oh, parents will tell you somebody is come. Oh, tell them I'm not home. So you grow up seeing these little white lies being told all over the place. Even people around you are telling these little lies. And when you confront them about it, they go, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. And we write it off. So then again, we think too that being self-confident is a sin. Oh, we're supposed to be timid because most of us are Christians. Who says? I said Jesus didn't put up with crap. Excuse my language. Didn't he go into the temple and whip those people, the money changers or people who were selling in the temple? He always spoke the truth, so they hated him too. So because I'm in church and I read the Bible and I believe in God, I should be timid. I shouldn't speak the truth. But what are we reading in that Bible? I'm talking about the Bible because our society, there's mainly, Christian faith. There's other faiths too, but the Christian is the main one. So that's why I use that as an example. Because we've refused to be our unapologetic selves. We're covering up. We can't confront people on wrongdoings. It is not right. They're an elder. You can't talk to them. And on it goes. But this journey of being your unapologetic self starts with self acceptance. Are you willing to do that work to grow yourself, to push yourself? It's so important. You can only be happier when you do the work on yourself. Grow, grow. Make sure you grow yourself. Work on yourself. Whatever it is that is limiting you in life, stopping you from being your unapologetic self. You know, we hate on people who know who they are, who speak up, who don't seem to handle, not that they don't have problems, but they know how to deal with them when the problems arise because they've worked on their emotional intelligence. We love to hate on them. Meanwhile, in secret, we want to be like them. What does it take to go to a person and say, hey, you're so confident. I just love what I see. How did you get here? How did you start? We don't know that. All we do is the negativity, the bashing, insults. That's what's going on in our community. And it is so sad to watch. So, this book is only 64 pages. And so I take a topic, I write about it, and then I write my musings. And there's a section for you also to write your musings on the particular topic. It will be a blessing to you. Get it on Amazon. What I need to do now is I can put the links in the chat. I'm going to find that and put it in there. So yes, I've been here introducing my unapologetic self. Where is my memo? Right. Okay. I'll be with you in a minute. Okay. All right. So I've put the links in the chat. Get your copy on Amazon and you'll be blessed. And if you have any questions after you read the book, certainly DM me. But I believe that I don't have all the answers. I've given you my insights, yes, on how I've worked to become my unapologetic self. My journey is not complete. I'm still on it. We're always a work in progress. There's always more to learn and grow in life. But the sad thing about it is there's people who refuse to grow. They don't want to level up. In my community, the saga that I hear these days, women are this, women are that. When you go to TikTok, you hear the bashing that goes on. My take on it is that women are bettering themselves. In the old days, our parents, the society was more agrarian. So, the farming culture and all that, maybe men had lots of wives, lots of kids just to help with the family farm and all that. As society has developed, women have also come alongside developing themselves. There's men who don't, these days, men don't necessarily want stay-at-home wives per se. It's not a bad thing, but I'm saying that they tend to ask, oh, what do you do? What do you do? So if you've developed yourself, you are able to, come alongside and be a helper in the relationship or help each other. You are partners on a journey. Like I said before, no woman is born on this earth to just come and marry. You have a purpose, and your partner that you choose is supposed to help you in that direction or that vision. If you are of the same mind, it's easy to fulfill that purpose. But if you're not, it's a problem. You've heard me on other platforms, other ladies that I know. I've always made this comment that all the books that I've published, I did it on my own. I didn't go and ask my husband for money or go dip into the what do you call it? The family coffers. Chances are, if I was not financially independent myself and I had to ask that, I'd be told no. There's many women sitting in relationships all in the names of marriage, being the missus in our culture and our communities, satisfying a societal rule. Meanwhile, maybe they want to be a seamstress, or maybe they're an artist. They want to get go and they can't because society says, oh, you're a wife, you're a mother, watch your kids, what are you doing? As if that should be enough for you. And some of these men are not leveling up. And when they see you pushing in life, they become jealous. A lot of people are stopping themselves from being their unapologetic self. You need to grow. You need to grow in life. You need to be passionate about life and what you're doing. I have a cousin that he's so big on, oh, retirement can be boring, and that, he said it before, and I told him my views. We were having a chat the other time, and he brought it up again. I said, it's not so bad just for the fact of not being on a clock, being regulated by a clock, thinking about works and its inner dynamics, meeting deadlines, issues, this and that. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. I used to have bad neck pains, bad backaches. Since I stopped working, it's not happening. It's because I'm not sitting at a seat constantly, right? So what I'm saying is that your time is your own to do with as you please. In my situation, I'm passionate about speaking and empowering people. So that is what I do. I don't mind sitting down, writing notes, doing videos. I do short videos all the time. Somebody may say, how do you do it? I've made a decision to be my unapologetic self. That is what gives me comfort. That gives me fuel. It fires me up to do that. So I do it. So I'm encouraging you, be man. It's not just women. Men too are stuck. They have a lot of pressure on them. They face a lot of pressure, and the pressure of managing a family, looking after kids, paying school fees. And so maybe some of their goals have been put to the side. We all need to look at ourselves and grow. Be your unapologetic self. Be your unapologetic self. So with that, I'm going to I'm going to show you the other books that I have, and then we can talk about the programs on this. Where do I have it? I just uploaded it yesterday. So here are the books. The first one is Reflections for a Thirsty Soul. It's an inspirational book, short stories. There's Bible passages that you can, mull over, meditate on. The Beauty of a Woman's Heart is a women empowerment book. Women, we nurture and we care for everybody, and sometimes we leave ourselves out of the equation. And I have short questions. There's questions in there, reflective questions that you can answer. The third one is Refreshing for My Weary Soul. That is a devotional. I take a passage from the Bible and I share my insights about it. There's a section in there called Practical Nyamesem. If you're a Ghanaian, you know what I'm talking about. I have a lot of interesting scenarios. So the way I perceive how we worship, this is some of the things that I'm talking about today. The Bible says I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And yet you find people intimidated. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do that one. Oh, that's beyond me. Nothing is beyond anybody. When you set your mind to it, you can do it. And of course, the fourth book is Own It. It is a guide to taking accountability and responsibility for your own life. All 5 books are great, but if you want to embark on this journey, I would start with getting My Unapologetic Self and Own It. And of course, if you're a woman, you can add The Beauty of a Woman's Heart, but men also read it. But these two, like this Own It, the sense of entitlement that we have in our community, the lazy attitude sometimes, some don't want to work hard, the expectations we have that other people do things for us, all that will help set you right. I have a gentleman that I know, his daughter read Own It, and it had such an impact on her. He wrote me a review. So when this book came out, he was the first person I thought of that night. I said, oh, let Brother Brian know. So he's got his copy too. I'm sure I'll hear from him in due course. So if any of what we have said here resonates with you, please contact Auntie YAA'S Own It Academy. I'm the CEO of Auntie YAA'S Own It Academy. We provide life coaching. Do you need help in getting clarity in your life? We'll help you with that. Book coaching and publishing. Based on some of the reasons that are provided, we put ourselves down so much. We think we are nothing. We think, oh, our story is not interesting, but maybe you've gone through a struggle or been through some challenges that can benefit somebody. Will help you to write your story and get it published. Women empowerment, like I say, we are focusing on our kids. we've left maybe we've been out of the workforce for 10 years or so. We don't know what to do with ourselves. Come and talk to us. We'll help you get started on your journey. So with that, I thank you. This has been, I've been here introducing my book, My Unapologetic Self. The name again is YAA'S. Check out my books on Amazon. And if you come later, leave your comments. Thank you for joining me today. Bye for now.